mistletoe.
I was recording, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hang all the mistletoe. I'm gonna get to know you better.
Which version are you doing?
I just did both, literally.
Because that's why I was confused.
Literally, I was like,
where's this
because I started off with Donny Hathaway, and then somehow I morphed into Chris Brown.
Yeah.
This Christmas.
Shake a hand, shake a hand. What's your favorite gospel song? Not Christmas song, but gospel song.
The Total Praise song. I give you. No, I'm singing it wrong. Total praise.
I think we were singing that on one episode.
Probably did.
Yeah, because you said something that reminded me of it. I lost it. I was like, that's a.
Man, I wish I had a big voice sometimes.
A what?
A big voice, like a Jennifer Hudson voice. No, like a singing voice, like a Jennifer Hudson,
a big singing voice.
Big Fantasia, big. What's that girl name? Yeah. Jennifer Holly, big. I'd be just belting out the house. Mahalia Jackson, just all over the house.
Mahalia, she didn't know she could sing.
Like,
I wonder if everybody be like, Mahalia, stop.
All of them. Anybody who sings, like for real, they'd be like, could you please stop, please
don't out.
Like Tamar Braxton, she sings for everything.
Yeah.
That's how I would be if I could sing that better.
Listen, I do it now and I can't sing.
For real.
I know my family be tired of me.
For real. It's either that or speaking a different accent that I have no business doing.
No, please don't do that. My favorite is, which is not actually, she's not a gospel singer, but with the Whitney Houston one, I Love the Lord, that one.
Oh, that makes me a little emotional. It's good.
A
lot of her, love Whitney, but a lot of her gospel songs. Yes. Man. Isn't that from the Preacher's Wife soundtrack?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that whole soundtrack. Whitney.
You be sad.
Whitney, we miss you.
I don't even make it to the second verse before I even cry.
I know. That and Now Behold the Lamb. Kirk Franklin and the Family. That's another one too. Like, I said, now behold the Lamb. Amen. Amen. It's Tamala Mann's fault. Yep.
Girl, yeah. See, now I'm getting all emotional.
No, right? Like, okay. Hallelujah.
Well, welcome back, you guys.
Hey, y'all.
We hope y'all enjoyed the round 2 of Real Housewives of Heaven.
Them girls are something else.
Yeah, they had a great, great friendsmas, as they called it.
But you know what, though? That's accurate because a lot of groups, like girlfriends, like that with all those dynamics and personalities, that's how they act. That's how they carry on. Not mine.
No, I was going to say, I hope I don't lose my black card for this, but I didn't watch a lot of the Girlfriends TV show. My mama liked it, and I watched some, but it wasn't, I need to watch it.
I love Girlfriends.
I know. I said I was going to go back and start watching.
You don't know my girlfriends.
No, I know the theme song.
They're through thick and thin. My girlfriends. Oh my God. I watch it like every day. It comes on every day.
Oh, what? Tubi?
No. Oh, you tried it. It's on Netflix right now. But regular cable, they have it on one of those stations. Aspire, Clio.
I'll watch that before I watch the Sisters thing.
Oh, see, no. Listen, I already told you how I feel about that.
Yeah.
So, can't do it.
Anyway, so sorry, y'all.
Can't do it. Okay.
Yeah. Please don't take my black card away. I promise one day I'll watch it.
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't take your black card for that, but it's up there with, at least in the top 20 of TV shows.
Listen.
I said top 20. I ain't say top 10.
Martin, Living Single, Cosby Show.
That's elite.
World.
That's top tier though. Yeah.
Trust me, I've watched all of those.
Yeah, every day too. But you got to put Girlfriends in the top 20, but like at number 18, like somewhere down there. Like it's gonna meet the criteria, but it's not as high as Living Single. Perfect example. They both four-part girlfriend shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
all right.
anyhow.
Anyways, so yep, we are going to do Miss J's, apparently her favorite story, or at least a story she knew that I didn't know nothing about.
I can't believe it. Okay, before we start, I feel like this is one of the most talked about children's stories. I mean, stories for children, rather, geared toward children because of the message. And I'm still trying to figure out how Aunt Regina's life in all her years of living, how she missed out on this one in Sunday school.
I don't know.
Because I know it came with a coloring page. It had to. It had to.
Maybe. And considering that my grandfather was a preacher, I just don't remember it.
I'm going to ask one of your cousins next time I see him.
Maybe.
Your sister, somebody. I don't know. But we're talking about the Good Samaritan, y'all.
Yep.
And yeah, this story, it's still relevant today. You want to be nice to your neighbor. You don't know what anybody's going through, so be nice, be kind, pay it forward.
Wait, is that
killing with kindness?
No, love that.
Another neighbor is a Lord, I almost said proverb. 10 Commandment, yeah.
Is it love thy neighbor?
It's just about the same thing, pretty much.
No, I'm saying is the 10 Commandment, love thy neighbor, or did we just be making that up?
No, that's it. That is a commandment.
I'll go back.
We talked about love. Lord, I almost said the love commandments. The 10 Commandments in season 1. Jesus. Fix it. Y'all. Anyway. Ghetto smack. Yeah. So this story is, it was always fascinating to me.
Okay.
Excuse me. Because of what transpires in the story. Mm-hmm. I mean, if we talk about how it is right now, I can kind of see how folks be like, I'm just minding my business. That don't concern me. I'm gonna keep moving. I ain't see it. My name is Paul, and that's between y'all. But there's always good people out there that will stop and help in a situation.
True.
So, do you have any thoughts on that before we get started?
No, I mean, as I was doing my research on it, I was like, dang, that's cold-blooded, the way people just left.
It literally is.
But it makes sense, right? When you're focusing on telling people that they need to love thy neighbor and treat people with kindness. I mean, it's basic. Like, that's just basic standard. You should just do that.
In the 21st century, the love thy neighbor is a little bit strong. I mean, I'll respect my neighbor. Because right now I have issues with my neighbors. Because, yes. They are loud. I don't know if they're walking around with boots on and dumbbells, but...
So these are people above you?
Yes, and I literally can hear the entire conversation. And I don't know if it's because my place is generally quiet or, at an even volume, but I heard an old girl talking about getting her hair done. That's how loud she was. I was like, wait a minute. And then, one night, I'm laying in bed and I got woken up because they was up there fussing. And it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, wait a minute, don't y'all got work in the morning? Like, what are you doing? So yeah, that whole, for Miss J, love thy neighbor is a little bit of a stretch. I'll respect you until something go wrong. Right now, something's wrong.
You said they was up there arguing like they... It was in the middle of a work day.
It was literally like a Tuesday night, and I was so ticked off.
Oh, I would have been too. That's why I live in a house. I couldn't even, I ain't trying to find the words not to be snooty or anything. But I'm like, I've been living in a house for 20 years.
Yeah.
At this point, I couldn't imagine going.
Listen.
But you're right, because when you travel and you stay at condos and hotels, especially as you get older, you be like, y'all need to keep it down.
That's what it is. It's the age creeping in. Because, every loud noise is like an irritant. Like, why you gotta be so loud? Why you talking so loud?
Yeah.
I walked into Chipotle real fast, y'all, and it was so loud. Like, I heard pots clanging, the spoons hitting the thing. I'm like, is it just me, or are y'all loud?
Yeah. I think it has to do with the age. Or, for me, I've always been kind of a little bit sound sensitive. So, voices, people talking and stuff like that doesn't annoy me. But like you said, if I hear like that repeatedly, or something scratching or something like
Yeah.
that will wake me up out of my sleep. And this morning, my dog, he kept barking because the child was up early. I guess she was to go hang out with kids, so I kicked him out the room. I was like, "You gotta go."
That's my yeah.
You're not thing.
I don't blame you.
But going back to what you were talking about, love thy neighbor. I mean, yes, you're right. Nowadays, it's hard because people a little off.
People a little off, a little crazy,
and so you just gotta love them from
a distance. And okay, so let's get into it. So I don't have my children's Bible today.
At least you don't forgot the children.
This was
this is why I ain't even came up. It was
this was a rough morning. I'll put it like that. Okay, but I am gonna read from a children's story, which it sounds just like how my children's Bible would have sounded. So.
All right.
So before I start, it's called the Good Samaritan, and a Samaritan is a person from the land of Samaria, is it Samaritan? We're gonna say Samaritan.
I don't know, because we could be pronouncing Samaritan wrong. It could be Samaritan.
No, it is Samaritan. You're not gonna do that. Okay. All right. So it starts off like this. One day, a Jewish man went out for a stroll along the road between Jerusalem and Jericho. Along the way, 2 bandits jumped out onto the road, and stole all the man's belongings. So basically, he got robbed. He got jumped.
You got jumped.
Like in the middle of the day.
Why they got bandits back then?
They okay, come on now. There's some bad people in the Holy Land. Banditos.
Bandits would exist till sometime in the 1800s, 1900s.
Oh, that just made my head hurt.
I'm so sorry.
Did I pop a blood vessel because this is banditos. Okay. Los Banditos stole his clothes, beat him up, and left him for dead. Sound like Mama D. You left him for dead at the side of the road. That's messed up.
It's cold-blooded.
It's cold-blooded. So after a short while, a priest walked by and saw the man laying on the ground. Let's stop right there. The first person that walked by was a priest, y'all. A whole priest. In his, not royal, his heavenly garb, and, his whatever.
He said he wasn't getting his velvet robe dirty.
Sure wasn't. So the man said, it's not the man. The story says, did the priest help? No. He walked away. Literally, if minding my own business was a person.
Yeah.
Because, let's just pause right there. If I've seen it before. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to any of y'all on this podcast. I have seen someone that looked like they were in physical and emotional distress. Mm-hmm. And I kept driving.
Did you at least call the police?
I said a prayer. Because I just, this is 2020. Right. This is 21st century now. You never know.
Whole setup,
it could be. Oh, Miss Carly Russell.
And I was trying not to bring that up.
Gotta bring it up.
Might as well.
But
yeah, you be having people fake out distress.
Yep.
And not only her, you always see those, those stories that go around on the internet when they're like, be careful because, people will climb and hide underneath your car while you're pumping your gas or while you're inside and your gas is pumping. So you got to watch out for that. You got to watch out for the people who are like, oh, I need help. And then their buddy rode up behind you and just jack you up.
So you have to have a good spirit of discernment, with situations like this. So honestly,
you connected to the Lord.
Okay. That's why I said my prayer. Get rolling.
So, you got to be like, Lord, is this a person that you sending for me to help or not? Right.
So I'm not going to defend the priest here because this is a priest. It's supposed to be a man of God. Right. You should drop all your defenses and say, oh my gosh, what do you need? I can help you. But this man kept walking.
So when I was researching this morning in the Bible story, I'm telling y'all, King James is to be harsh because it said he crossed
on the other side of the street.
So you saw a whole dude laying out on the ground, probably bleeding out, garment stripping off because okay, let's go back to the beginning. So I'm imagining Mr. Samurai. That's what I'm just gonna call him.
She says
Mr. Samurai is just walking, minding his business. Probably headed to the corner store. Maybe playing his numbers. I don't know what he was doing.
Lord,
but he was just minding his business. Let's just say that. And those banditos was like, there go a target right there. There you go.
Give me all your
and
money.
They probably, rolled up. One of them was like, hey, partner, run me that chain.
What they gonna say? What you got on my 40, homie?
What you got on my... Oh, man, you think they Debo them came up on that bike?
They did. It's my bike, punk.
It's my bike, punk. But yeah, they just like rolled up on him. It's like, what you got? Run me that chain. Run me, like, what is it that they said that people wore back then to, what are those things called? You know how like we have cords when people graduate?
Yeah.
They would have like certain things on their robe.
That's what I was trying to say earlier with the priest, but I couldn't get to the word, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if dude had something like that on or whatever.
But even if he didn't, because evil people will just see an opportunity. Even if you don't look like you have money on you, they're going to try it. He
had the version of the latest Jordan sandals.
He probably did have on Jordan sandals. He probably did. Yeah. Jordan 1s.
Yeah. They called them Johns.
Okay. So
he had the Johns first edition. And they was like, hey, he got them Johns right there. You know we could get at least 200 shillings for those. And they ran up on dude, jumped him.
And got him.
And now imagine guy is screaming.
Oh, yeah. Help!
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 And ain't nobody around heard him.
Well, let me just say this. They don't describe the scenery.
They sure didn't.
But in the version I'm reading, it's like a desolate road, basically. It's just like
he in the desert. What you doing in the desert?
What are all y'all doing like this? Like, really? Like, why aren't you in any part of civilization? You know?
And this is Jesus telling the story.
Yes.
To apparently a lawyer.
Yeah.
Which is funny to me. Because it's the lawyer who was like... It's funny the lawyer had to ask, what do I need to do to make it to eternal life?
Right. Okay, lawyer.
Because he's a lawyer.
he's probably a defense lawyer. So.
Right. And this is like, I got a whole story for you, bruh.
Let me tell you what you need to do.
There was a man.
Let me tell you what you need to do.
But yeah, so they left him laying there. It feels to me like if you're a preacher, back then anyways, you had an entourage. I don't think God was by himself.
You don't think the preacher was by himself?
Nah. I feel like the preacher probably, or even if he was, I know he wasn't walking. I'm sure he was on a chariot.
Wait a minute, you adding stuff to this story. Now I ain't say nothing about the preacher having a team.
The street then.
He crossed it
with his chariot,
with his staff.
It was like poop. He rolled by, let the dust off the ground spin all up off the tire, smacked the dude all in the face.
But kick some sand in his face. I'm not helping you.
Right. He was like, "Oh, he ain't getting in my car. Keep it moving."
He's probably like this. When I get to my destination, I'm gonna call somebody for help. and in their times, the destination was like another 20, 30 minutes that way. So by that time he gets there, that man's probably gone. Okay, so let's go on to the next person. So the next traveler to walk by was a Levite. And the Levite's job was to help with the running of the temple in Jerusalem. So another holy person, or a person of a certain standard, I should say, that kind of has a duty to be good. Mm-hmm. Did the Levite help? Nah, he walked away. So that's 2 people. So we got this man who was run up on somebody, the banditos, bleeding, probably on his last, whatever. Mm-hmm. And 2 people considered to be, holy men was like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting involved. That ain't my business.
Right. It says in the Bible that the second guy, they called him a temple assistant.
Oh, what's a temple assistant? He was lighting candles?
They said he walked over and looked at him lying there. But then he also crossed back.
Wait. Because the Children's Bible does not say that. Or the Children's text right here does not say he went and looked at him. So, but he was like, is he dead?
He probably did. He probably was like, what else can I get up off of him?
Ooh. So many possibilities. He's probably like, hey.
Dang.
And then when the guy was like, gotta go.
Yeah. He was like, hey, I don't need my fingerprints on the scene.
I was not here.
I think I had anything to do with this.
I was not here. And you know what this reminds me of really fast? You ever see those like clips and videos on Instagram or TikTok or whatever of like people setting up these scenarios, like a what would you do type of scene?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like if like a homeless man was like, I just need $5, and you see all the people walking by and be like, they literally like, that guy doesn't exist to me. I don't see him. He's invisible.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden here comes a one Good Samaritan. Hey brother, what do you need? You need 5, you need 10, and sorry, and then give him to him. That's what this is reminding me of.
It does, and you're right. They made those scenarios kind of one just like this list, where like someone getting mugged, like a female, and she's standing there screaming, "Help, help!" and everybody like, ain't got nothing to do with me.
You know, I saw a good one where this blind, quote unquote, blind black guy. It's so strange to me how people are, but he had he even had a walking stick to, help him guide him. He was like, is anybody nearby? I just need a hug. I'm having a bad day or something like that. Yeah. And this wet man literally cussed him out. You saw that part?
Oh, yeah.
He was like,
don't touch me.
Me? I don't know you. Yeah. He went in, and it's like, the guy's like, hey, look. It's like, yo, chill out.
You saw all the other people was like, oh, you want a hug? A hug. So you still have good people out there, and that's the thing. But you do got some people who be like, nah, personal space.
And I think I am a personal space person. I don't know if I could give a stranger a hug. Yeah. Because I don't like when people stink. So don't do that. I do not like body odor. I don't. And I feel like
you don't. You put on 200 sprays of perfume.
And do.
Before you leave.
And body oil, body butter, lotions, body mist.
I know we off topic, but I did see this like Instagram post of how like white people get ready in the morning versus black people. Have you seen that one? Where the white people just take a shower, do a little bit, like a 2-minute brushing of teeth, splash water on their face.
And out the door.
And then throw their clothes out the door.
Nah.
And then for us, we put like 15 minutes in the shower, maybe 20. No. Then you get out, then that's just to wash your body. You get out, wash your face for another 5 minutes, 10 maybe.
Yeah.
Between scrubbing, wash, moisturize, exfoliate,
tone,
all that stuff. Tone. Yeah, we do all of it.
Yeah.
So then we do our hair.
Yeah.
Because they can walk out with their hair
we can't do that.
Air dry. We can't do that.
You
got to style your hair. That's another 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Then we got to moisturize our body.
Hit all the ashy parts.
Listen, because it's winter right now, normally you know me, she know me. I put on what I call my Jesus lotion, which is olive oil. I don't really like lotion like that. So I like natural moisturizer. But because it's so cold and dry, I put that on my body, put lotion on top of that.
Amen.
And then got like some good cream for
my
feet and my hands.
Amen.
Yeah. We do
so see, I would hug you. I get that. And I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know. Strangers, it's so weird. We're taught to never talk to strangers, but then we're also taught be kind to strangers. So like, which one is it? How do you find a happy medium?
Well, the way I look at it is, back then they really didn't have what's called police. And so,
of course not. The banditos rolled the bottom.
You got to look out for each other back then. There was no rules, no real, well, we had Moses' law, but you didn't have like people policing the street and stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like right now. So yeah, if it's me, if I see someone get jumped, I'm be like, dang, that's crazy. Let me call 911. I'm be like, hey, I'm literally watching someone get jumped. And I might, be like, yay, what y'all doing? Da-da-da. But I don't know if that's going to scare people off because people got, weapons.
Okay, so I got to deviate really fast because this reminded me of an instance. I was in the Camp Creek area in Atlanta.
Southside.
And I caught this on... not tape, sounds so old, on Snapchat. This is a couple years ago. But there was a mother and daughter arguing on the side of the road. Like it spilled out. They were, I guess, arguing inside the car and it spilled out onto the sidewalk. So it backed up traffic because I guess everybody was like, what the heck is going on? So when I rolled up on her, I could hear what she was saying. She was like, you gonna let me love you? Like, it was a whole thing. Aww. And like, she was restraining her, I guess, assumed daughter, I'm gonna assume. Yeah. Like, holding her down, trying to like love up on her. And then somebody else was like, just let her be. Let her be. So I was like, I don't know what that looked like. I'm gonna call. Right. So I actually did call, but when they answered, the lady was like, we already got a call about that. Right. You could. I was like, oh. And then as I was turning, here comes the police. Because it was just it did not look good. I mean, no fights look good, basically. But it was like, what are y'all doing? Because y'all are literally like on the side of the road. One tumble, y'all could be in the street.
Yeah. And that puts everyone in danger.
Everybody. So I did call one time.
Yeah. One time. Oh, yeah. Like I said, if it literally looks like someone's getting jumped like unnecessarily, I'll call. Yeah. Because sometimes I'll be like, I don't know who started that fight. You know what I mean? Because I'll be like, maybe he deserved what he gave. Right. And you never know.
And just to circle back on the Carly Russell thing really fast, like you said about setups. Mm-hmm. As a woman, you got to be careful of your surroundings, period.
Man, that's one of the first things I learned as a teenager, because you started getting those people who started wearing those fake cop outfits and people who was purchasing.
I got another story about that. See, look what happens.
And they were like, you got to, hey, if you're driving alone at night and you're a female and those cop lights come on behind you, they always tell you pull all the way into like a gas station, a well-lit area that is populated with people. Don't just pull over on the side of the street, because people were getting kidnapped and stuff.
Yeah, we got like that one time.
Dang.
Well, nothing happened, but we realized that the person that flashed us to pull us over was a fake cop.
And like, so what happened?
He was like, you guys are going too fast. And we're like, I don't see no badge. Like,
right.
When I tell you we gunned it, we didn't get out the car.
Right.
We're like, wait a minute. And we kept going.
Yeah.
But he was flashing us. He turned on his dome light.
Oh, he had the one little circle thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we were like, and we
people can just purchase.
We rolled on, yeah, and we just rolled out.
And you have people out there who think they're what do they call them? Vigilantes.
Yeah.
People who think they're, oh wow, I'm here to help the police, and you're like, that's not your job.
That's not your job.
It is not your job to be,
policing.
As a police
patrolling.
Person.
Yeah, that's not you,
sir.
You did not go through the academy, so you are not the police. Okay, so going back to the story, we wish there was police in this time, but there wasn't.
So real quick though, you know what this reminded me of when you said that, when they said the temple assistant went and checked on him and then still left him laying there. Since this is your fault because you brought up Friday. Remember at the end when Debo finally got beat up and the crackhead he said. He patted him down and stole it, and Chris Tucker's character stole the money back out of his thing. That's what it reminds me of. He probably went over there and pat that dude down and was like, "What else can I get up off of him?" Ezel
said, "I steal, I don't kill."
Right. And that's probably messed up too, because maybe this temple assistant was like, whatever he could get off of, dude, he's probably just going to take it back to the temple and offer it.
That means you need your title revoked then, because if you're going to be that grimy, you should not be a temple assistant. Man. You are not. You're telling me you have no integrity. So how you get that position, bro?
I mean,
how?
Right. And right now, because this is in the New Testament, and if any of y'all remember, a lot of the people that were priests back then, they started getting grimy. That's why Jesus came in and tore that temple up, because he's like, y'all you're not doing the Lord's work up in here. Y'all over here getting over on people,
right? And
you ain't living right. So he probably was grimy,
right? Okay, so we've learned that a priest said, "Nah, I'm good." A Levite, temple assistant, said, "Nah, I'm good." So now the third person that comes along is an actual Samaritan who saw the Jew laying on the ground. Samaritans and Jews don't get along at all. Do you know what the text said about that? When you were reading?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay.
Wait a minute. It's not the Samaritan that got jumped?
No.
Oh, see, y'all, I done messed the whole story up. That's why I called him Samurai.
Oh, yeah. So, you can call the Good Samaritan Samurai.
So the Samaritan is the good guy.
Yes. And the Jew is the one that got jumped.
So he ain't never got a name in this story.
Jew.
The Bible she'll be leaving some people's names out.
Nah, you don't need a name.
Okay.
Okay, so it says, did the Samaritan help? Yes. The Samaritan, or samurai, as Regina said, couldn't leave the Jewish man to die. The Samaritan covered the dying man in his cloak. Did I say cloak earlier? I think I did. But cloak is what I was looking for. Mm-hmm. He put the man on his donkey and took him to a nearby inn. He bought expensive wine, oil, and bandages to heal the man. What's the wine for?
Hold on. Pause.
Yeah.
Pause for a second.
Okay.
So you saw that, like you said, the dude ran up on him on a donkey. So like I said, I don't think these other people was walking by.
Right.
I'm sure that preacher was in a chariot and was like, yeah, no, I ain't getting blood in this. And the temple assistant probably rode by probably on a camel and just let that camel step right over him. And so here comes the Samaritan with the donkey.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, though. Give me the background. Why don't the Jews
give you the background?
Yeah, you said they don't get along.
That's what this said.
Oh, what you do? Why?
No.
That's... I mean, it's important, I guess, to point out.
Let's just also say this. We have not touched the New Testament yet.
Yeah.
This is a preview to the New Testament. So we're probably going to hear more about, like, the Jews and why they don't get along. Yeah. Right. So, because this is in Luke, right?
This is in Luke.
Okay. So, we ain't get there yet.
Good, strong black name.
Luke. I am your father. No. But in modern times, the Jews and Lord, follow me on this one. Is it the Israelites or is it the Palestinians? Who don't get along? Which group?
Right now, unfortunately, everything going on with the Hamas.
Yeah, but those are terrorists. Yeah.
But they're part of the Palestinians.
Okay, so it's the Palestinians and Israelis. Okay, so those are the two groups that always have a conflict.
Yeah, and then you have Iran and Iraq.
There you go. Mm-hmm. And then on our side of the map, who don't get along very well.
Well, right now you got the Russians fighting against the Ukrainians.
Over here on our soil.
Don't nobody like nobody.
Right. We don't. I mean, we have a long-standing history of racism in this country. We all know that, and has not gone away. It has not gone away. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what year it is. No, so yeah, there's always going to be two people that just don't get along.
In the good U.S. of A, you have Caucasians and African Americans who still have their differences, but there are a lot of us who do get along. My husband's white. Then you still have, other ethnicities and Asians and other people of different cultures and get along. We are so down to the point, though, like where people... I live in North, you live South. They don't get along. People from New York don't really like people from
the South.
The South like that. Yeah. South people don't really like people from North, like East Coast, West Coast beef. Like, we just be choosing violence.
Yeah, I can make y'all giggle a little bit. I don't even like going to the South Side because I done left the South Side of Atlanta. So whenever I cross 20, I be like, ugh.
I know, right? Sometimes when I head down South Side for church, I be like, okay. I remember this place.
And I don't know if that's actually like not getting along. That's more bougie than anything.
Yeah. I love my people.
I still love y'all. Ooh, yay, black, fists. But it's like,
it'd be different.
Oh, it's so different.
It's so different.
It's so different.
But it's sometimes though I love it though because it is so different.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I do need to go over down there because I'm like, man,
just a little refresher. But then that's it.
Yeah.
Then you're back in your car. You're heading north, further north.
Okay, so Samaritans and the Jewish people did not get along in this era.
Right. So, okay, now, it does not tell us that the priest and the Levite temple assistant were from Samaria. It doesn't say that. But can we safely assume that they were? Maybe they realized, he don't look like us. He could be a Jew. I'm going to keep walking.
He could have been. And maybe that's why he got jumped, too. He was in their town.
Maybe.
Because why was it there had to be a significance to Jesus in the story saying he was a Jew and that this guy's a Samaritan.
Yeah.
Because they don't get along.
Because Jesus was a Jew. Yeah.
Yes.
So he was like, let me tell you about my people.
He's done seen some things. Okay.
Okay, I'm still stuck though. It says he bought expensive wine, oil, and bandages to heal the man. I get the oil. I get the bandages. What's the wine for?
He had to keep dude calm. He probably had to.
He's like, hey, sip on this real quick. I'm gonna pour some alcohol in your open wound.
Man, that, or he was just like, to stitch you up, I got to keep you drowsy. It ain't like they had anesthesia back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's probably like, let me knock him out. Get him a little drunk. So he can pass out and I can tend to his wounds.
That's true. Okay, so moving on.
Oh, wait a minute, though. Oh. Did you see what they soothed his wounds with?
It wasn't the oil and the bandages.
Olive oil. That's what.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay, you know, I was
bringing this up because she always makes fun of me.
I wasn't gonna say nothing about the olive oil, but since he done forced my hand, I'm gonna do it. You guys, it's not just a small vial of olive oil that she carries around. It's like a 68-ounce bottle.
I got a body to moisturize.
But you haven't even cracked the dent in that bottle yet. That's what I'm talking about. It's like a jug of olive oil. Priests don't even use that much olive oil.
It is, y'all. Because it goes far. And you don't need much. So that's why it lasts so long.
And why don't you like coconut oil?
I have not really an allergy, but my skin reacts to it. Okay. I have dermatitis, and coconut oil turned out to be one of the inflammatories or whatever of it.
Oh,
or something like
okay.
That. That's why I like hair products. I can't use any hair products that have coconut oil in it.
Oh, what about jojoba oil or almond oil?
I thought I can use
vitamin E.
I can use vitamin E.
Okay,
but vitamin E,
grapeseed,
not natural.
Vitamin E is not natural.
No, it's not.
It's got a whole vitamin in it.
Yeah, but that don't make it natural.
Okay. See, this world. Sorry. Don't even know. Okay, so they use olive oil to help his wounds. Whoop-de-doo.
Miracle oil is what they call it.
They used miracle growth oil. Okay. So, all right. So it ends pretty quickly. It says the Samaritan paid the innkeeper 2 silver coins to nurse the man better and said, if his bill runs higher than this, I'll pay you the next time I'm here. Let me stop here real quick because this reminds me of, have you ever seen the movie I watched the other day? It's from the 90s called Curly Sue with, is it Jim Belushi or John Belushi? One of the Belushi brothers.
I did, but I watched it in the 90s.
Okay. It was on Tubi. It was available on Tubi, so I watched it. I was like, I remember this movie.
Tubi is clutch.
Tubi is very clutch. But the lady did the same thing. The story is that the guy was homeless with his daughter, and they were, they're living on the street basically, and they pull little heists to kind of get what they want for the night. So they spot her and they pretend that she hits the dad with his car, with her car. She feels bad. She buys him dinner. They go on their way. But then she actually hits him again for real, backing out of the garage, like oh snap. So she took him into her home. So she felt it necessary to bring him into her home and to, help him get better and, wash the kids' hair and feed them. And she didn't think about like, hey, y'all was actually just on the street. Like y'all were homeless.
And which, like you said, it was a scam. It was a whole setup.
It was until they got there.
Right.
And then they realized, well, we kind of do need her help. But then her boyfriend was a whole, a-hole and called child services on the guy.
Oh, dang.
Because he realized that the lady was falling for them. It's so random. I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to fall for no dude like that. But that's me. That's not her. But anyway, I guess her heart was just so big to want to help people, like how this Samaritan was. Yeah. Like, so she literally took them in. And
Samaritan didn't take him to his house.
Nah, he's right. He took him to an inn.
Super 8.
Motel 6, they leave the light on for you. He was like, you can't come to my house, bro. Nah.
They had a whole red roof in.
Nah.
She was probably like, hey, he needs help. What's the closest place? Somebody was like, hey, if you make a left right down there on that street, you'll run right into Moses' Inn.
So, okay, and then the story wraps up from here. So he's like, yeah, if it gets any higher, let me know. I'll pay him. I'll pay his way while he's here. Yeah. His tab, right? And then it ends, it says, even though the Samaritans and Jews didn't often get along, the Samaritan showed the man kindness. He was a true neighbor to this stranger. And that's literally the end.
Man, I tell you, these children's stories be so cute and quick, because that ain't how it ended in the Bible at all. In the Bible version, it said... The Samaritan handed the innkeeper two silver coins. Oh, so we ain't in shillings no more. We got full coins. So he gave him 2 silver coins, and he told him, take care of this man. If his bill runs higher than this, I'll pay you the next time I'm here. So apparently, he be coming by this hotel a lot, this inn.
Oh, wait. What are you getting at?
I ain't tell this story. This is Jesus' story. This is not Regina's version. I'm just saying.
He comes by the inn because he's used to helping people, not come to the inn to come to the inn.
Nah, man. I think he come to the inn.
He don't come to the inn.
He's coming to the inn.
He don't come to the inn. He comes to the inn.
He knows the keeper of that inn.
I'm gonna go.
He like, trust me. I'm going to leave him with you. And if his bill goes higher, I'll come back and I'll pay you some more money when I'm back.
I think we need to wrap this up.
Because
this done took a turn.
But either way, even if it was just a good guy, he was the innkeeper trusting now too.
Right.
Because he's like, okay, no worries. I'm going to let this stranger stay here with no money. But I'm going to trust you that if, like, you going to keep your word. If he ends up running up 200 coins up in here, my guy, you going to run me my 200 coins when you come back.
Oh, Lord.
I'm just saying. Because, people, you know how people do. Like you said, people take advantage. He might have been jumped, and he's like, well, I appreciate you taking care of my wounds, but I need to replace my Johns. So he needs some shoes. He needs some clothes. He needs some other stuff. That's more than just 2 silver coins, I'm sure.
I'm ready to go.
I'm 100% sure.
I am ready to go.
But at the end of the story in the Bible,
oh my God,
the Lord Jesus said,
Oh Jesus.
Which of these 3 would you say was the neighbor to the man who was attacked by the Los Banditos? And so the man, who's the lawyer, replied, the one who showed him mercy? And Jesus said, yes. Now go and do the same. Now, that's how literally that story ends. Do you honestly think that lawyer was like, okay, now I'm just going to show anyone mercy?
Okay, we established that lawyer is probably a defense lawyer. Okay, we already know defense lawyers are not clutch or cutthroat. They're gonna do whatever they want to, what they can do to win. Like in a certain case that's popping off right now that you and I have talked about.
YSL.
Well, they have turned all these acronyms for the person on trial into good acronyms.
That is probably what this lawyer went away with. In his mind, he was like, I got you, Jesus.
Right.
I'm going to help everybody that I can.
Everybody, even if they did it or not.
Right. And so, just like you said, he was like, banditos? The Los Banditos wouldn't do that. The Los Banditos is for our community.
They were protecting our streets.
Shoes because they just, was taking it, selling it so they could feed the community.
Oh, just.
They're going to spend it. That's what this lawyer doing. Girl, that had me, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm deviating. But that had me cracking up this week. All of the different.
What was the one
YSL was
stand for? I have to look it up.
It was, Yves Saint Laurent is what they tried to say, which is, yes, YSL is the brand, but they stole those initials for something else, unfortunately, to use gang-related activity. And then they said Thugger stood for...
Wait. Okay, I got the swag one really fast. Swag, someone who admires God. You, Regina, you've got swag.
I've got plenty of swag.
Plenty of swag. And what was it? The one you just said?
The Thugger one?
Okay, let me keep looking. Because I fell out of my chair. Here it is. No. Dang it.
I know I was sending them, so... Yes, y'all, I was screenshotting and sending it because I was like, this is gone so
here it is.
Off.
It says, truly humbled under God, thug. You, ma'am, are a thug with swag.
I am a thug with swag.
in your YSL.
And I'm part of the YSL.
The bag.
Right. And I imagine that's probably what, like, people just took it and spin it any way you can. From a lawyer's perspective.
Truly humbled under God.
Truly humbled under God.
I just can't.
And what was swag again?
Swag was someone who admires God.
Someone who admires God.
They're gonna give us a meeting for Rico in a minute. We gonna hear about that next week.
Oh man, I'm waiting. Because like I said, I was cracking it up.
Real intelligent cohorts operations.
Man.
But okay, so the Good Samaritan story was told to not only the lawyer, but it's used as a way to teach kindness to children. And that's what I had said, some time ago in one of our episodes, where we would always use this as a story to be like, hey kids, you got to share, with your friends and your classmates, and gotta be nice. And like, it was always going to come back to being a Good Samaritan. And have you yourself had any instances of an actual Good Samaritan come to help you with anything? A complete stranger.
I mean, I have on several different occasions, and I'm trying to and that's the thing. When people see pregnant women, people become angels, boy, out of nowhere. True. So when I was pregnant with my first, I was constantly getting help by people. Because, dealing with a kid, especially as heavy as car seats was back then, it was a struggle. Trying to carry a car seat or get it out, get that big old stroller system out and all that stuff, and trying to collapse it. And you do be on your guard, like we were saying, because you never know if somebody trying to run up and you mug you. But people were actually very kind. They're like, oh, I'll help you. You hold the baby, I'll just put your stroller in for you, stuff like that. So, yeah, I've had people, do that. I've had people, I don't know how many of y'all consider these blessings or whatnot, but I've had people just be like, hey, the Lord told me to give you $50.
Oh, I was going to mention
stuff
that.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, the blessings, yes.
I've had that.
We had a certain gentleman that would come by our school when I was teaching, just out of the goodness of his heart. If he just happened to see you passing by, like walking to your car, he would just hand you $100. And like, we never know this guy's name or what, but when I tell you, I got it from him twice. And I had to pretend the second time I didn't know him, because I would have been like, I remember you, and he'd not give me my money. But the very first time he gave it to me, I was able to pay my cell phone bill for the month. So I was like, praise the Lord. This is an angel. But as far as Good Samaritans go, to me, they usually happen with me when like I'm in like a car trouble situation, like it is an accident or flat tire or whatever. I've had plenty. And then again, as a woman, nobody wants to see women in distress. So it's not like I'm playing it up, but I'd be like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Like, what? Help! Right. So yeah, like one guy helped me. I had a really bad accident a while ago when I was living in Florida. I was on the turnpike.
Ooh.
And this truck in front of us, it was two cars ahead of me. The truck dislodged, or like a pipe dislodged, something, I remember. But I ended up running over the pipe, and it pulled my entire like transmission and everything. Like,
you ain't seeing a pipe,
girl. I couldn't swerve. I would have hit the side rail or hitting the car. And again, I was a very young driver, so I didn't know what to do. But I was like, they ain't gonna do nothing. Blump blump. And next thing you know, somebody was like, you leaking fuel. So I had to pull over. And he stayed with me. Didn't get his number, name, nothing. But he stayed with me until the fire people came. And he's like, I gotta go. I was like, well, thank you. So yeah, they're out there. It's not a lot in 2023, but
man. But, yeah, you're right. And I don't know if it's because, like you said, if it's them seeing a female in a distress situation. But I mean, it happens, and I've done it for people too. Men and women, like they've stranded. You see people stranded in the parking lot, leaving Target, and they're like, "Oh, I can't get my car to start. You got jumper cables." And,
I've done that.
Yeah, I've done that too. But I mean, you never know. That could be a whole setup. You just don't know. But yeah, I've done it. And like you said, sometimes it's just about trusting in the Lord, trusting your heart. Like, okay, no, like if I do believe that women have great female intuition.
Yeah.
And when we feel something's off, you gonna know it's
You gonna know you gonna go with your gut.
Yeah, you go with your gut. Go with your gut and you go with God. But yeah,
Amen.
If it's not, like, if you don't feel something's off, then yeah, there's been plenty times that I've done that, right? There's been times that I've been the person to help people financially. Sometimes they have to ask though before I do. But,
well, see, now you're going into a different type of Good Samaritan area, because the financial part, I'd be like, I'll try. Like, if I happen to have something on me, like, one dude was like, I said, I don't carry cash. He said, well, I got Cash App. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like, wait.
And so you can't even trust that anymore because the water boys taking people's phones and just cash apping them up.
Like, nah, we're not about to do all that.
Yeah, ain't nobody doing all that. So apparently I'm reading on the summary, and it was talking about how, people were expecting, I guess, because like you said, wasn't just a lawyer there. Jesus was out in a crowd or in a town, and he just happened to ask that question. And it goes into talking about how they were expecting Jesus to be like, oh, the only way to eternal life, you got to come through me, deal with me, da-da-da-da-da. But of course, Jesus was a wise man, so he put it on to the own person by telling the story, and that's why he was like, well, who do you think is the person that represents being a good neighbor? And that's why he referenced Moses' law about love thy neighbor, because he was like, what does Moses' law say? And that's when the guy was like, oh, he says do this, this, and this, but give me an example of how do I love thy neighbor? And that's why he went into this whole story.
Yeah.
And so it goes into saying that by him telling him this kind of love requires more than an emotional feeling, it would also include an orthodox practice. So that's where they get the same practice what you preach. So it ain't always about having an emotional connection sometimes. You can't always be like, oh, let me help this person. I feel them out. You just gotta practice what you preach. If you was jumped and laying on the side of the street, you knew John's got stolen, bruh. What would you expect people to do for you? When you want somebody to help you?
You ever seen this episode of Sex and the City when Carrie gets mugged? Like, he took her Manolos and she walked into the nearest hair salon. She goes, I just got mugged. Yeah. And they're like, what you want us to do? They went back to whatever they were doing.
Went right back to.
Nobody helped her.
No. They're like, it's New York.
That's it.
That's how, hey, sorry.
There was no emotional connection there. Nobody said, hey, I want to help you. Poor woman.
Right. Sorry to that man.
Sometimes you're right. You don't always have an emotional connection with, you see people that need help. Just be like, all right,
yeah,
I'm going to help you.
Yeah, you got to sometimes, like I said,
step outside yourself. Yeah.
Or like they say nowadays, put yourself in someone else's shoes.
We don't like doing that no more these days. And I blame y'all new generation.
You said you blame the new one?
Oh, it's different. It's very different. It's a lot of, well, he ain't help me. How you know? You don't know if you get into that situation. You don't know.
Right. True. No, that's true. That's very true. Sorry, I'm giggling because dang, this version is way different than the...
Okay, yeah, we've already established that the children's edition...
Well, no, I'm looking at the summary.
Oh, okay.
Just real quick, the summary says, because we're not going to go all the way into it, but he was just saying that the man was traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho, and while he was on the road, he was robbed of everything he had, including his clothing, and is beat to it within an inch of his life. This one makes it sound so much more dramatic. It says... That road was treacherously windy and was a favorite hideout of robbers and thieves.
Dang.
That's why I was like, dang. So they made this version very dramatic.
That's like the Book of Eli. When he was walking through that one section, and they was highlighting the PVC pipe.
Right. And then people had the traps and setups too.
Yeah,
it was like a town of thieves.
Terrible.
So yeah, so he basically he stumbled across some place he wasn't supposed to.
He was like, I don't think I'm in the right area.
Right.
How do I turn around?
It's like Bugs Bunny. I took the wrong turn at Albuquerque.
Albuquerque. I used to love saying Albuquerque because of Bugs.
He used to say it all the time. He's like, I should have turned that left turn at Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
That's probably what happened to this man.
I should have turned it Albuquerque.
His map tablet. He was like,
he had no service. That's what happened.
Oh, dang.
It's like, I got no bars.
He was like, wait a minute. He talked to the camel. Oh, no.
Yeah, that camel got gone when he saw the bandit. He was like, oh, gotta go.
Right. Or like, did you watch the new Beauty and the Beast? The live version? Mm-hmm. Do you remember when the horse was driving the dad to the woods? And then he was like, Philippe, where is he at? He was like, go this way, Philippe. Philippe was like, He was like, because he saw that. He looked down the road, it was all dark and damp and ghostly looking. He was like, nah. That horse, Philippe said, He said, we're not going this way. And then remember the dad was like, wait, because remember Philippe's trying to walk away. He was like, where you going? I said, go this way.
Nope.
And then, let me tell you, that horse was better than that man so quick. He galloped up and flung him off his back and took off. When them foxes or what was it, coyotes, wolves. The wolves showed up. He was like, I'm out.
Nope. Holla.
So I think that's what this guy was on. This Jew was on Philippe. Philippe was like, nah, bruh.
Philippe said, nope, ain't gonna be me.
So to wrap this up, what did you get out of the Good Samaritan?
You got to be kind to your neighbor.
Yes.
Bottom line. I said it earlier when we started. Show kindness, respect. I ain't got to love you. We're not gonna be in an emotional love situation. But I mean, back to my upstairs neighbor. If I saw her on the elevator struggling with her groceries and she had a little kid with her, I'd probably grab a bag from her, like, you need some help.
Look, that might be prime opportunity to have a conversation too.
Oh y'all, y'all loud.
Like, hey, just to let you know, I live under you. I can hear everything that y'all be.
Did you get your hair done? Because I'm telling you, I heard the whole conversation. But
you know the time, the place, the appointment, everywhere.
I know you had 2 bundles you said you needed to use and everything. No, but yeah, just be kind, especially in this season that we're talking about, Good Samaritan. Tis the season. This is the holiday season. I feel like people should automatically be kind around this time of year because of so many different factors. Mm-hmm. Like, it's already hard enough to live the first 11 months of the year, like, as far as like finances go. And here comes Christmas season. And, people get stressed out trying to buy gifts or decorate or whatever. Mm-hmm. You have no idea what people are going through. So just show some kindness. I'm not saying I'm going to buy your whole family their gifts, but be nice to you in this time.
Yeah. And that's one of the lessons I was trying to teach my youngest. I'm like, hey, because she just got invited to the Junior Honor Society. And if anyone knows of their kids, that when they send you that invitation, they want you to fill out, what else have you done for the community? It ain't all about just getting the good grades.
Right.
You have to be good citizens. And so that's what I was talking to her about. I was like, yo, you got to learn how to be a good citizen. Because I started feeling stuff out. I was like, dang, it's been years since you've done any charitable work. Yeah. I do mine. I'm like, because even if mommy can't go out, I donate financially. Yeah. But you ain't got no job. So you ain't be out there helping
no
people.
Job, Tommy.
And I was like, yeah. I thought about it. I was like, yeah, you need to start going back and, because I used to take it to the old people's home. I shouldn't say that, but senior citizen homes, because sometimes they just need to see other people. They're there, they're lonely, and we'd make crafts with them and stuff like that.
That's sweet.
So I was like, we need to get back into doing that. Unfortunately, I think with COVID and people being so paranoid of getting sick and the whole world shutting down, we've stepped away a lot from doing things like that. But I think it is important for people to get back into that, and that's what I was telling her. I was like, when the church does the food drive, we gonna be down there this year because you need to help out.
Yeah, I don't know how you feel as a parent, but I'm not a parent yet, but I feel like it should be mandatory for kids to be charitable around this time of year because it gets so caught up in their list of what I want, what I need. And I've seen some off the wall Christmas wish list from these kids
my child has
that
all
don't
the
have
ones.
not nan job, don't pay not nan bill. What you mean you want another iPhone when you just got one in September? Like, what do you mean?
Let me tell you right now, I wish my kid would. I'd be like, person, lost your mind.
And I know it's not their fault. They don't really have a concept of, how these things work. But
Right.
I feel like we as the adults need to really like drive that point home. There are people out there that don't have any of what you asking for.
Right.
They don't even have a place to sleep.
Yep. And so what I've always done with my kids is every year before their birthday and before Christmas, I make them go through their rooms and we donate.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm like, you're about to get, because even if I don't go crazy with toys and stuff, you're going to get them from your aunts, your uncles, your grandparents. And so I'm like, so some of these toys, I'm like, you ain't touched these things in the whole year.
Yeah.
So, and they're in good condition and it could go to a nice home. So I make them clean out their stuff and donate.
Yeah.
I was just, actually, I was on my 20-year-old's behind the other day because I helped organize her room. And I literally folded probably 10 pairs of pants, like jeans and pants. Tags still on.
What? With the tags on them, bro?
Tags, bro.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, this is ridiculous. Why you got this stuff in here that you ain't never even worn?
Nah.
I said, nah, that means you got too many clothes.
Yeah.
So we gonna go through and donate some stuff.
Yeah.
So I do make them do that. I've been doing that since they were babies, literally, just to get them in the habit. Like, hey, time of the year, you need to. And the kids be funny. They be trying to get broken stuff. I was like, no,
don't do that.
Don't do that. No. If
Don't
it's broken,
do that.
throw it away. But I'm like, this plushie that just been sitting in your corner because you thought it was cute and it's just been sitting there and now you too old for it. Let's donate it.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah,
someone else would love to have that Hello Kitty.
Okay,
plushie.
I absolutely feel you on that. I go through my closets like almost like monthly, quarterly to make sure I'm not holding on to stuff that I'm no longer wearing. My mom, she is a hoarder, but we go through her stuff often, and we'll sweep through and clean, not clean out, but like get rid of stuff that we no longer need. It's not no longer serving us.
I can't attest to that because she'd be bringing me perfumes and all kinds of stuff. She'd be like, "Oh, I tried this one and I didn't like it. Maybe you like it." And I'd be looking at the bottle like, "Dang, did you even spray?
Didn't even put a crack in it." And shoes, like I'll end up giving shoes away to like not just my friends or family, but like I'm like I don't, and they could be brand new. I'm like I don't really need it. Like I don't.
What was it that you gave me when you moved? You just moved. Remember, you were like, "I didn't even touch this. You want it?" I was like, "I'll take it."
What was it?
I can't even remember.
Was it something for the house?
Yeah, it was a household
something. Yeah, I do that, and that's also because.
And I was like, you could when I tell y'all it was still in the wrapper. Yeah, like you could just re-gift that for somebody for Christmas.
That's because I have a problem with shopping, but we gonna touch on that later.
Well, there's that. Well, I'll tell you what I learned this episode. Even if you doing something wrong, like going to the inn frequently, you still need to have a good heart.
Why are you going back to the inn?
I'm just saying.
Why you going back?
Even if you doing dirt all by your lonely.
We have not established that Samaritan.
Need to be good-hearted and help people.
You are so trifling. The Samaritan was known at the inn because he's done it before, not because he was known at the inn.
Oh yeah, he been there before.
That's wrong. That's so wrong.
I'm just saying.
That's so. Look, don't nobody come for us if you related to this man. Sorry to this man. No,
I'm just saying. Yeah, as we tell y'all, this is for entertainment, anyways. But I'm just saying, when you doing your dirt, that's between you and the Lord. But if you see someone in distress, help them out. Be a good neighbor.
That's it. Like a good neighbor.
Is there?
Do they still say that jingle?
Nah, that's all about Jake from State Farm right now.
Yeah, that's it.
He that's how hot boy, ain't
he? He looks like Drake. Dang. And yeah, okay. Wow. I'm sure my age.
That's where that comes from.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm?
Yeah. The whole like a good neighbor part.
Yeah, like a good neighbor. Aha. Mm-hmm. You opened up something there.
There you go.
A good neighbor.
Good
neighbor.
That visits the inn. All right.
Okay.
You guys enjoyed this episode.
Yes. Right on. Okay.
Tune in next week, and we'll be talking about
Christmas time with the black people.
Black
just like we did with our Thanksgiving. We're gonna go dive into Christmas and
please I'm telling y'all right now, I'm going to cut up because I'm going to talk about all of our favorite Black Christmas songs that we listen to all the time. Just like y'all heard in the beginning, Miss J over here mixing Donny Hathaway and Chris Brown this Christmas. But we all know we have our favorite.
We gonna be singing, y'all. I'm just letting you know right now. We are going to be singing.
We might be on some eggnog too during that episode. Or if not that, just some White Russians. Ooh. All right.
Well. All right, y'all.
Love y'all. We'll talk to you soon.
Holla back.
Bye.